My channel, Simply Coding. Today we're going to make a responsive navbar. Alright, so I already have the HTML and a tiny bit of CSS already set up. So generally in your navbar you're going to have like a little logo in the corner, and then your navigations, your little links. So I have home, about, contact. And so the general boilerplate of what you're going to have for your navbar is a header. And inside your header, you're going to have a nav. So all this is semantic HTML. So instead of using like a bunch of divs, which you could also make work, it's better to give your HTML meaning, not only for yourself and other developers, but for screen readers as well. So we are going to go over what exactly is inside of a navbar. So here I have my logo. It's an image, and I actually have it wrapped in a link, because usually on a website when you click on the logo in the navbar, it takes you back to your home page. So when you want to go back to your home page, you put the href as a £, or hashtag, whatever you want to call it. And that'll just take you back to your first page, your index.html, whatever you have it named. And then on the home and the about and the contact, I also just put the hashtag because I don't have any other pages today. It's just a fake website, so I'm just putting the basic thing, and we'll go over links and stuff more in different videos. So, alright, let's go over how to... So as you see, I have it started kind of on a smaller screen. It's always best to design first for the smaller screens, and then because usually you have to change less when you go bigger. So we'll start with the smaller screen, and as you can see, our list is below our logo and it looks super ugly. So let's get started with that. So I'm going to talk about links, and unordered lists have a default styling that you have to, if you don't want it, you have to actually override it. So for our unordered list, we don't want those dots on the side, so that would be list style none, and that's going to take the dots away, and they disappeared. So now we're going to go to our links and take some of the styling off. I don't want that underline or the purple text. So we're going to say text decoration, none. And voila, they're gone. And then I also don't want the purple text, and I kind of want white text instead. So I'm going to say color, color, white. Okay. So now let's get started on getting the display right. So on the header, no, actually on our nav element has the logo and then the unordered list. So I'm going to put a display flex, and now they're beside each other. And now I want to put a width on my nav, because if I don't, then my spacing isn't going to be correct. So a width of 100%. So that's 100% of the screen. So I'm going to change anything now, but when I do justify content, space between, it's going to put it's going to put this big space. It's basically puts as much space as is available in your container between your two objects in the container. So as you can see, the list is still on top of each other, so we also have to do display flex on your list, and it's doing that. And I have to put a width on this as well because of the same thing. I'm going to do, we'll try 50%. Okay, that looks fine. And then we're going to do the same thing, justify content, space between. Okay, it's not bad. I think I'm going to put a little bit of margin, or no, instead of doing that, I'm going to put padding on my nav bar just a little bit. This puts a little, so you're, so nothing's like touching the sides. You see how we're touching the sides right now? If I put a little padding, I'm going to put 0.5 M. Oops, that did not do what I wanted it to do. Let me think. Oh, I need to put it on my. There we go. I put it. So yeah, you have to put the padding on your header, and that's gonna just put this little bit of space so we're not right against the side here. And when you're first starting out, padding and margin can be kind of confusing. I'll probably do a whole video on that. But for now, we'll just put the padding there. Okay, as you can see, it's looking pretty good. I might put on my my links, I might put a hover state, just so when I hover over my link, you know you're hovering, because right now it doesn't do anything. So I'll probably just say when I hover, I want the color to be, we'll say like a purple, because we have that in our logo. So see what that looks like. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that looks good. So that way you know when you're hovering. And then also another kind of pro tip, you can also do your link focus. So focus is kind of like for screen readers, or when you're pressing like tab, that's going to be your focus. But it's just important for like screen reader purposes and stuff like that. Alright, so now let's resize it and see how everything looks on a bigger screen. Alright, so I don't like all this space that's in between here, so what we're going to have to do is do a media query. And a media query is media. I don't need the screen. So what I'm going to do is say min width of, let's say, when does it get kind of too space? Let's figure it out. Not what I meant to do. Yeah, if you have your Chrome browser, it automatically will tell you like what your pixel size is and stuff like that, which is super useful when you're trying to make things responsive. So the spacing's fine there. It gets a little too big at about, say probably a little bit less than that. I'm going to say like 900 pixels. So I'm in width of 900 pixels. So what this is going to do, when my screen gets bigger than 900 pixels, whatever CSS I put in here, it's going to apply. So I want to change my spacing on my unordered list. So I'm actually going to just change the width here. Unordered list width of instead of, I think I have it as 50%, I'm going to try, let's see what 30% looks like. Alright, and so we'll see this change. Alright, see it already changed. I'll show you again. Kind of pop. And on this, I'm going to put a little bit of margin because it's too close to the side. So here I'll put margin right to M, and let's see how that looks. Yeah, that already looks a lot better. Yeah. And usually your screen doesn't go that small, so alright, everything is looking great. I guess on my, I'm not really styling anything else. I'm just going to put a text align center on my main so it just looks a little better. But all right, you have a super responsive nav bar. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and a comment below for any questions or on what video I should do next. Thanks for watching.